What's up guys, Juggalo23451, and today I am finally going to show you how to put a coolant water block on a GTX 590, and I'm going to show you the materials needed or parts or whatever you want to call it. What you want to get first, some isopropyl alcohol, preferably 90% or higher, but 70% is okay. You're going to need a screwdriver, scissors. Don't know which would cut best for the thermal paste, so I'm going to go ahead and bust out two pairs of scissors that I have right there. Some Q-tips, and of course your water block. But before we get to installing the water block, what we have to do first is basically remove the thermal pads and the thermal paste. Now for what I do for the thermal paste is I basically bust out paper towel and I take some of the isopropyl alcohol. Move this out of the shot. Sorry guys. Put some isopropyl alcohol right on the towel. And then I'll go right over the GPUs. And I'll just do a small circular motion and you'll see the alcohol more or less starting to dissolve the thermal paste that they put on. And sometimes it's going to be thick and it's going to be frustrating, but this is what I do first to get the majority of the thermal paste off on one GPU. Alright, and I'll show you guys. See, nice and clean. And then I go to the other GPU, same deal, circular motion. And that's it, pretty much. You just do that, and then after that, since I don't want to leave any residue, I go and I would take my Q-tip like so, right here, and I'll get some isopropyl alcohol on that. After I wipe it with the paper towel, and then do a circular motion just to make sure nothing is on there. And same for this as well. And then for the thermal pads, basically it's the same deal. You're just gonna peel them off, and there's gonna be a lot of places where you need to peel the thermal pads off. Pretty much anywhere where you see a lime green padding, you want that stuff to come off. And also you will see some gray chunks or gray circular chunks. That's what I would call them, because it is essentially what there are, is gray chunks. And basically it's thermal paste. It's just a chunk of thermal paste. Let me see if I can get that in a camera shot, but let me see if I can get one that's not as deformed, but we'll see. But there it is. That's I call it the circle chunk of thermal paste right there. And then basically you're gonna do that all along the card right here. And let me take this to the camera so you guys can see it. All these gray areas right here. Also, don't forget to clean this off. This is thermal paste too, with Q-tip. Same deal, just rub it off. Sometimes the big chunk of thermal paste will come right off, and then just do a circular motion like so. And there you have it. It's nice and clean. But let me go ahead and clean the rest of this card up, and I'll tell you what I did. Alright guys, I got the thermal pads and the thermal paste off, and now we are going to clean that up. As I said before, get some Q-tips, some of your isopropyl alcohol, and what I like to do is just go on everything that you remove. The RAM right here, just go around circular motion a little bit to clean all that stuff off. It shouldn't take no more than 5 minutes, if not a little less than 5 minutes. And you want to go on everywhere where you removed a thermal pad or removed thermal paste. You know, you want to get all the residue off that you left when you pulled off everything. And all the residue and stuff is all right in here, and you could probably tell like the circle chunks that were on the VRAM, I believe. And all I did to get the circle chunks off was essentially just use my fingernail. And if you don't have fingernails, go ahead and use I would say a good pair of tweezers that are really narrow and everything like that. So I think that would work too. But small circular motion, and when you see it start to get a little bit dirty, I go ahead and just use the other end. I don't want to risk it. So small circular motion on these little guys right here on the basically boxes. Everywhere where you know there's going to be thermal pad contact, pretty much. And thermal pad contact is going to be basically these guys right here, the raised. I don't know what they're called. Feel free to comment in the link description, but these are going to be covered. These guys behind them are going to be covered. Pretty much everywhere. These guys, let me lower it down so you can see, and let me zoom out. Okay, so all the RAM, which is basically the flat chips, are going to be covered. These guys are going to be covered. These guys are going to be covered. All these little guys right here are going to be covered. Pretty much everywhere. But here is the thermal pad that we're going to be using today. And let me pull it out real quick. And this will be the thermal pad, since it says use the gray thermal pad, so that's what we use. The instructions are in here as well, so, like so. And I don't think you want to see me cut and put on all these thermal pads, so I'm going to do that for a little bit and then make another video and show you how I actually put the block on. But I'm showing you the steps in preparing to put on a water block. So here are the instructions in front of me, and basically they tell you exactly where all the thermal pads need to go, so it's pretty easy. But I guess that's it. See you guys later. Bye. What's up, guys? Back again. Now as you know, in my old video I said use some thermal paste on your washers that you have for your GTX 590 water block. And this is the reason why. Basically, take a washer that is covered in the cheap stuff from coolants, you put that in, and it'll make that stick. Like so. I already have the thermal pads on. I already put some thermal paste on. I did about a pea size. And now I'm going to go and zoom out so you can actually see me mount it up. Alright. Now, you just take the water block and install it. And more or less what I like to do is try to line up all these wonderful points where you need the screws to go into. And I also, as you can tell, put some thermal pads on here. Basically the ones that would be complicated, I didn't do that. on here, so I did it on here. So what you want to do is just more or less line up everything as best as you can. And then should have it installed for the most part, and it looks pretty good. Looks awesome. Now what you're gonna do is take your water block and you're gonna do some tricky business. You're gonna hold it upside down, flip it, and then do something like that. Alright, and now it's more or less just getting all of your holes lined up and everything. So I'll start recording after I get all the screws in, and I think that's it. Bye. What's up, guys? Juggalo23451. As you can tell, water block is officially installed. Looking good as always. And let me zoom up on the shot, and there you have it. Then of course I'll show you the back like I did last time in the video. And I guess that's the end of my tutorial on how to do it. Comment, subscribe, rate this video. Guys, have a great day.